Okay, we're going to install Java from Oracle because this is the official version of Java and also is proprietary. We need to add Oracle's own repository rather than the open source one. So in order to do that, I need to sudo apt add repository and the address of this repository is web update team Java. Okay, sorry, I miss an O here. Just press enter, it will add this repository and you can read the information. And now what we want to do is to do apt get update. What this will do is it will reading additional package information, including those from Oracle. For example, here, additional to do is I want to sudo apt get install Oracle Java 8 and it will prompt you to accept these packages, and you need to agree with the license agreement from Oracle. And do you accept the binary license terms? You need to accept yes. And let's try Java version. And as you can read from this, it is 1.8. And to run this Java, if you try Java 8 Oracle being Java, okay, and this is the Oracle Java. To check which version of Java will be used by default, you can check this link, etc. alternatives Java, and as the link points to, it's going to point to this Java 8 from Oracle JVM being Java. So you can also check out this directory. It contains a lot of Java and also its supporting files. To manage packages built on Java, we need to install SBT, some maintenance tools for Java. You can think this is very similar to package software management tools. So to do this, you can first Google SBT. You'll get to this website, and you pretty much just follow the instructions here for Ubuntu and other Debian-based distributions. And let me just copy and paste. And this step essentially is just adding the SBT depository to your system. So the next step, and this handles the security issues, and just to make sure that the system will recognize the server as a legitimate server. Then again, just similar to installing Java, we need to update and get the software information. And now we're gonna store SBT. Now I want to install Apache Spark. Just Google Apache Spark. It will lead you to this page, and if you click on download and you make the default should work for me, and so I will just download Spark, and because I want to download install it on the virtual machine, I just right click on this. I'm gonna copy link address, and I'm going to go here, cd download, and wget. This will download the Apache file, Spark file. Once the file is downloaded, and I want to extract the file, go tar, xzvf, and Spark. And this is all set. And what I want to do is I want to sudo move Spark this to this place called let's first change the file name to Spark, and let's move Spark to a default location. And now we need to configure Spark, and let's go to user lib Spark, cd config, and by default Spark ships with several default templates, and for this we think the default should be fine, so we're gonna copy this environment sh template to Spark env.sh, and I will check out this file, and these things in blues are comments, so you can read them if needed. And for this, what we need is we need to add our Java home, and we're gonna type Java home equal, and to just as we introduced before, you look at etc alternative Java, and we will need the directory name, everything up to Java 8 Oracle. Just copy this, and this will set the Java home, so our installed Spark knows which Java to call to. Next, we can specify the memory, or the maximum memory that can be used by Spark. And I have a relatively large machine. I set up to 8 gigabytes, and if you have a smaller machine, you can try 4 gigabytes. That should work. And I'll just try 8 gigabytes because I have 15 gigabyte memory for this virtual machine, and you can reconfigure your virtual machine to increase the memory if needed. And next, let's take a look at the IPv6 directory and see what we have. And we're gonna look at that.ipv6. For IPv6, we're gonna add the following lines: let.ipv6.config.all.disable IPv6 and let.ip and next we're gonna also make sure that the default IPv6 is also disabled. So default disable IPv6, and next we want to make sure the loopback is also has IP6 default IP6 disabled. Finally, we're gonna config and make sure the Java and the various software installed are loaded every time we log in. So what we want to do is look at my bash rc file, and I want to take a look. I want to make sure in this bash rc files, I want to add the following. I want to export Java home. This variable, we can take the address, just similar like we did before, should be at Java 8 Oracle. And the second, we want to config sbt home as well. It should be under user, share, and sbt launcher, packaging, bin, sbt. And we're gonna copy this address to sbt home. And next we want to also make sure Spark is home is set in your profile as well. This is under this directory that we just copied to. And to make some of those Java commands, or to expose those Java commands without writing out the full address, you can export the path variable equals the path variable, and I want the Java home and bin. And I also want to look at the SBT home. So SBT home and Bing, make sure there is a directory there. I think the SBT home is this. And I also want to expose all the Spark commands, so which will be very useful in a moment. And once you then type .bash rc to load these files. Okay. And there was enter that should not be there. Let's try again. Okay. Now let's try Spark, see if it works. You should just type PySpark. Okay, and this is using Python 2.7, so you should just say print hello Spark. Okay, works.